Namaste, everybody. Good evening. All our concepts are born because of our own thoughts. We create our concepts. Our concepts are nothing but the result of our doership. We do not need to create any concept at all. It is not that you always originate your concept. If you accept any concept originated by someone else, it is still your concept because you have approved that concept. Have you ever thought, why do you create concepts? When you are born, you did not have any concept. Then you start understanding the world around. You start analyzing. Your emotions are then being molded. You then crave to carve a frame for yourself. Your separate, independent, individual existence is now taking shape. This is very natural. You did not choose your inclination consciously. Generally, you do not choose which way you should be heading to. It happens. It happens according to karmic connections. Since you have now customized your concepts, you become fully evolved. You have constructed your cage now. And we all like to be caged and confined. We love our boundaries, albeit restricting our experience. We still enjoy our territories. Why do we clip our wings at the expense of the freedom of flying in the infinite sky? Walling yourself in gives you the sense of your personal existence. Confining in the cage gives you the security of survival. Rejecting to embrace the infinity creates your own separate, independent identity. For you, all that matters is your own identity. Why does one love their independent identity so much? Because without our individual identity, we lose the doership. Doing nothing causes our ego to vanish. When ego vanishes, there remains no identity. We believe that we do not exist without keeping ourselves intact. Without securing your identity forever, what is the purpose of all that you do? You think that you do not do anything for nothing, so you start building walls and boundaries around you. You start creating concepts. You want to protect your confined existence. But then you realize that your experience of existence only concludes with your body. You try to go beyond the horizon. You realize that you do not need to look outside. Then you start looking in within. What is this body? What is this life? What is the purpose of this existence? Why are you here? What are you? You then think that you are shrouded by ignorance. And then you try to come out of the ignorance. You think that you are incomplete. Whatever you have is not absolute. You lack something. So you start endeavors. You start your sadhana. You start to follow some practice. You even invent some new practice. Now you try to dismantle the walls you have built before. You try to come out of the cage you have created. And then you start building new concepts. You now think that these new concepts are now based on your experiences. But what are your experiences? You must have noticed that when you are sad, the world seems very cruel and not worthy of living. When you are full of joy, you love the life. Your perception of this existence varies as per your emotions. But the existence, the world, does not behave according to your emotions. Likewise, you define the truth based on your perceptions of the existence. And all your perceptions are based on the surroundings you are experiencing since you were in the womb. They shape your perceptions of everything, whether it is the world without spirituality or the world with spirituality. All your perceptions are nothing but the result of your hormones. Your thoughts are based on the low and high tides of your hormones. They are not real. They are not eternal. They are not forever. They vary as per your thoughts. Any experience based on your thoughts are transient. They will change. They will keep changing. But you still cling to them. You do not like them to go away. In fact, the real rooted cause you keep building and bringing down your walls is fear. Fear of nothingness. Fear of emptiness. Being nothing is very scary. Being all-pervading means you are nowhere. Because being everywhere does not give you the sense of your separate identity. You always want to do something. You always want to go somewhere that keeps your individual identity intact. Your separate identity inspires you to achieve something. It keeps you going. Hence, you create some higher self, some different dimensions, some set ritual, and so-called spiritual concepts. It's nothing but the clinging on your doorstep. You keep seeking to find a new you or a real you, but there is nothing to seek for. Nothing to seek, just to lose yourself. Stay open as the sky, without walls, without boundaries, without division, without identity, without concepts. Because all concepts are originated from the hormonal spikes. And hormones die when one dies. Whatever is caused by hormones will also die. So there are no concepts. There is nothing to conceive. There is nothing to think of. There is nothing to seek for. There is nothing to do for. This entire existence is nothing but the nothingness. It's all void because it is beyond time and beyond space. Thank you very much. Now please unmute yourself and do share your wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful music. And also, it was a very soothing and calm. And also, the topic of this our emotional hormonal impact, that was a very beautiful. I never understood that emptiness actually. Yes, you are right. That scares us actually, the emptiness and nothingness. We are abundance and we are filled with so many things. And when we not to think, but when we sit into that silence and when we feel that there's nothing, sometimes we just wake up or I have a shiver. Oh, what happened to me and where am I? Like kind of a thing. Absolutely, you're right. Yeah. It's it's little scary sometimes to have nothing.
Mm.
Yes. Thank you so much for the insights. Yeah. Thank you.
Because we all want to do something and to realize ourselves that we are doing something. And
Yes,
even
we
though,
wanted to define ourselves by doing one or the other thing. Like in the evening, I need to go somewhere. So I'm just setting my goal there.
Mm.
No, so you're absolutely right. But when we say that we don't need anything or like to feel that nothingness, it's really hard a little bit. But I think it'll come time to time. Mhm.
anyone else want to share their wisdom, please do so.
Thank you, Vijayji. Thank you so much for the beautiful music, beautiful meditation, and the wisdom sharing. Yeah, it's that is the ultimate truth. And I think once we understand that concept and deep rooted within us, and then we can operate in this world because we have got this body. We have to do, what we need to do. We need to transact with this world until we leave. But I think with the concept within us, then we don't analyze much, and we just keep moving whatever comes in front of us, like do, don't do, smaller job, bigger job, go there or go here. So maybe, wherever you are nothing, so doesn't matter. So if somewhere it, but sometimes conflict do come. You need to choose this versus that. So that is the maybe some challenges arise, uh, even though we know that doesn't matter. uh, but yeah, I think that's where we need to apply some concepts, I believe, and that's the thing we need to overcome, I guess. So thank you very much, Vijayji. As always, you bring the ultimate truth. There is no truth beyond that. So thank you very much.
Thank you. When we have some kind of conflict in choosing what to do and what not to do, uh, the answer is very simple. Whatever comes in front of you, and without judging anything, and whatever you chose, depending on the current situation, one has to be there in conscious presence, because sometimes we think that either I have to choose if I chose something wrong. But in the conscious world, in the spirituality, in the absolute, there is nothing wrong and nothing right. One has to be there, whatever he or she is doing. And that will actually uh, raise some questions about right, righteous things or the wrongful deeds. But if you are present there, if our awareness is there consciously, then that is the right thing. Yes,
Yes, sir. Yeah, beautiful point you brought. Yes, yeah, if we are in total consciousness at that time, even in the physical world, that may look wrong. Like, the Kurukshetra war happened, but
Mm.
that's the right thing. But in a physical world, physically, if you judge and all, you feel, oh, that is wrong. So, yeah, if we are totally immersed with the present moment, with the consciousness, then whatever comes, you take it. And I think universe is with you because you are working with that, and it will give you the right direction. And that's where we miss most of the time, and just start analyzing it. So you're true. Thank you so much again.
Yes, Madhaviji.
Sir, I have one question on this. When everybody knows about, even the masters, when they know that we are nothing actually, there is no right and wrong, but still they keep on pointing, for every situation and every mistakes we do, we even if we do right, also they point. Why do you, what do you think on this actually? Why do they do like that?
The one thing, the idea, if we actually say, for example, just think about the idea of the Purna Brahma, or the total or the absolute Brahma. Brahma is, we don't say Brahma is God or not God, but say the absolute, the ultimate tattva, ultimate element. Now, what on one side, or sometimes what we do, we believe that we are that ultimate, and that is the actual idea, because there is no division, there is no separation. You are that, and you are that means you are complete, you are full, you are not incomplete. On one side, we actually think about that we are complete, or we are Brahma, or we are that absolute. Then on the other side, when we actually say that, right, we need to cultivate some kind of virtues, some kind of good characteristics. When we actually believe that we lack something, when we believe that we are incomplete, then and only then one will try to cultivate some virtues. If one is complete, the full, the absolute, the ultimate, then that one does not have to achieve anything. And this is the most contradictory element in the spiritual world.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about spirituality, people talk about spirituality, and gradually, excuse me, and gradually they come down to this idea of their own identity. Because when you talk about spirituality, when you dive into spirituality, there is nothing there. Nothing to actually, nothing means nothing to actually confront with, nothing to tally with. It's total,
Absolutely.
total silence.
But why do they don't understand this concept?
Oh, I mean, well, we cannot say why doesn't one understand that concept, or for whatever reason. But if the idea of spirituality is very clear, then it is not that we are afraid of, it is not a fear of unknown. Sometimes people say that because we do not know the depth of waters, so we are scared, we are afraid of diving into that water.
Absolutely, yes, you're right.
It's not actually fear of unknown. It is fear of letting go the known things.
Now I understand why they behave. Okay, I got now. Because they do have that fear of unknown, and they do have this silence because they haven't seen that, or they haven't experienced that. That's why they behave to be identity, and they behave that they are superior, and they behave that they are the other people or not. Okay, I
It's
got it.
fear of the end of the known things. We know so many things, that we know all sort of things in the religious world or spiritual world, and in nothingness, nothing remains there. And
Absolutely.
when we talk about this inferiority or superiority, if there is no other, then what would you compare with? Compare with-
Exactly.
So
I could understand them now. Yes. Now, firstly, to understand this, absolute, we are not like that. That I understood the concept, but I feel that why do they don't understand? Now I understood that concept as well. Yes. Because I deal with so many people in the day-to-day life, and also I do the activities, and at the end of the day, I'm so much filled with questions, thinking that why do they don't understand, or why do they are acting like that, or is it me, which is I'm stupid? Sometimes I feel that. Yeah, but I got the answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now we shall conclude this session. Thank you very much for attending the session. And tomorrow morning is a usual meditation. Good night. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.